Sometimes a show, for whatever reason, passes me by. I miss it, I don't realize it's on, I don't realize it's something I would like, and so by the time I figure it out, I've got a lot of catching up to do. The Wire was that way. I didn't watch it at all while it was on, so eventually I went through all 5 seasons and caught up. Another show is Breaking Bad. That's one that I haven't caught up on. I just don't feel like I have the time. Well, there's a new show on AMC that I'm so glad that I found out about before it got too far in and I had to make that decision. It's called The Killing. It's on Sunday nights, and it's 5 episodes right now, so there's still time to catch up without too much time investment, and I would highly recommend you do so. It is phenomenal. It is a great television show. The concept of The Killing is it centers around solving this murder of this young girl. And instead of doing this in one episode like CSI might, or any of the other forensic dramas might, it takes the entire season to figure out what's going on, to introduce us to suspects, to introduce us to the family, to tell the story, to go into the plot. And what this allows for is so much more depth in the character development and the plot development. And I've never felt so invested in a case as I do in this case, already 5 episodes in. A lot of that also has to do with the acting. The performances are great, the writing is great, the direction is great, the style is beautiful, and really the family that surrounds this girl who is murdered, the mom and the dad and then 2 brothers, the way they deal with the family dynamic of tragedy and loss, it's heart-wrenching, but it feels so real. And I don't know that I've ever seen children and how they handle tragedy and loss like this. I don't know that I've ever seen those moments of these cases and the depth of what a little brother who's 4 or 5 would go through if his older sister came up missing and died, and the questions they would ask. And the reason they have the ability and freedom to go into those things is, again, because it takes place over an entire season. So there's this space to create these beautiful moments and heart-wrenching moments, and I would highly recommend you can check out The Killing. I will say, just as a matter of mentioning it, it's kind of like a PG-13 movie. It's on AMC, so they have a little bit more freedom with some of the content, some of the language, but I don't think you'll see anything that you wouldn't see in a PG-13 movie. But beyond that, this is possibly one of the most beautiful shows I've ever seen, despite the subject matter, and I highly recommend Sunday nights AMC checking out a little show called The Killing.